Do you not like it that Daddy took your boat apart? Oh. Jace is sad that I have taken his boat apart. That's not very fun, eh? Oh, Daddy's gonna fix it. Oh, come up. Say hi. Welcome back, everybody, to part 4. I got Jace here ready to work so hard. Right, Jace? Oh, is that right? Yep, yep. So today, I'm gonna try to get the floor taken out. This piece of wood here, I'm gonna cut through here with the oscillating saw. And then we'll see how rotten this floor really is and how much we have to actually replace. Just gonna put Jason aside for a second. And for the transom removal, and I'll cut up each corner on both sides and then along the floor. This is gonna be an interesting part here. I might have to remove this here, or maybe just go underneath it. I guess we'll find out when I get there. So as of right now, let's get to work. So I got the first piece off. Wasn't much holding it on actually. But here's a view of the floor underneath. Well, as you can see, the floor is actually really bad. I will definitely be replacing the back part. Maybe I don't have to go all the way up to the front. I mean, if the front floor is not rotten, I might as well just leave it. I'm gonna run a few cuts along the bottom of the floor here. Probably just right along here. I set the blade very shallow. I don't want to run into anything under the floor and damage it. So I'm just gonna go about the depth of the plywood and then just get a few cuts in and see if I can open the floor up a little bit more before I decide to take the whole thing out. Very wet, rotten plywood. It's pretty soaked. Went a little crazy here. This whole flooring is a few different pieces of plywood. So the very back is it was just a sheet in the very back, and it came up to this point here, and then there are 2 other sheets basically going up to the very front, about half a piece of plywood here to here, and then just goes up to about here, I believe. So I might just cut the floor to maybe about this point right across, and then remove the whole back, and then maybe just replace the back wood. It seems like the wood in the back of the boat is the only wood that is really rotten. The rest of the wood up front seems to be fine, so I think I'll go ahead and just leave that. I don't want to make myself some extra work. I will start by just cutting along this edge to about here, and then work my way across, and then cut from that corner on up along here, and then just remove the whole back part. The battery in my camera died, so yeah, I missed out on so much cool stuff. And I just cut it around, basically around all this. So at this point, I can pry up this part of the floor and see how it looks underneath. All right. So I cut another layer back to this stringer. The plywood itself doesn't look bad, but the stringers itself are rotten. And then just run a cut up here along each side, up the middle, and I'm just gonna rip out that floor. All right, so I had to finish up for the night. It got really dark and I didn't have enough battery power left in my camera. You didn't miss much. I was basically just cutting the floor out. But let me show you what it looks like. I was originally only going to take the back part of the floor out, but you can see here that the ribs, or the stringers, whatever you want to call them, they were soaked. They're really bad. And I thought to myself, well, hopefully only the back ones are rotten. But I went to this one was really rotten. And then I went to this one, and then this one was really rotten. And I thought to myself, well, the front's probably not gonna be bad, but you know what? It was actually the worst. Look at this guy. There's a huge split down this one. Yeah, the whole front here was just full of water. Well, not completely full, but there's still some water in there. It was pretty bad. Before I take out all of these wooden cross pieces, I'm gonna measure them all and basically draw up kind of like a blueprint. So when I do take it out, I'll remember how it goes back together. Yeah, I basically have this boat down to the shell, starting from scratch. That is all I have for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Welcome back, everybody. Today is the day that the transom comes off the boat. I will be using a sawzall for this process. I'm going to try to cut it down along this edge, and then if it comes loose, I'll maybe just pry it with a crowbar. See if it comes out pretty easy. I have already cut up on each corner, here and there and here. And now I'll just be actually taking the sawzall blade, cutting along here underneath this lip, and I'll have to remove this, but hopefully get the sawzall blade down in there so that I can loosen all this fiberglass up along here. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I got the transom pulled out. It was quite the process. You can see here, I showed you this already, but all of these stringers are rotted pretty much right through. Same with the runners. The runners are rotten as well. I'm not 100% sure how I will replace them. In order to get all of these pieces out, I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to cut through the fiberglass to pull each board out. This is gonna be a big process. So I just got off the phone with my dad. My dad was suggesting to perhaps take each piece out one by one and then tracing them on a new piece and then reinstalling it as I go. He said that when I replace the runners, I should have like a triangle piece going from the runner to the transom and then down to give the transom some extra support. Didn't have that before. It just had a 2x4 going across from here to the other side. I like that idea. I'm probably gonna do it. We'll see if it will, we'll see if there's room for that. If anybody has ideas, let me know. So that's all the work that I'm gonna do today. The next step, rip the whole frame out. It'll be easy. Thanks for watching. And if anybody has any advice for me, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and if you want to come back for more. Turn on that bell notification. Thanks guys, have a good night.